Hello, this is Max. This is a story about three girls who were possessed by a demon and became incredibly beautiful. You can subscribe to the channel after watching. It helps us a lot in realizing the content. A fortune teller named Omar entertains a client named Amanda Detweiler. Amanda is seeking answers about her missing husband, Clinton, who was last seen with another woman during a business trip in Dallas. Omar, with his greedy motives, claims that the jewelry Clinton left behind emits psychic vibrations and convinces Amanda to pay him in advance to appease the spirits. Omar attempts to communicate with Clinton's spirit through a crystal ball, but things take a bizarre and terrifying turn when he seems to reenact explicit details of the affair with the mystery woman. The spirit's actions become increasingly menacing, and Amanda is frightened by what she witnesses through the crystal ball. Months later, three college students, Marcy, Melody, and Mickey, who are geeky outcasts, discover a crystal ball among the antique items Marcy bought at a flea market. Mickey gets spooked by the idea of kissed items from horror movies, but her friends laugh it off. Melody brushes off the movies as mindless entertainment, but Mickey insists that her concerns are valid. Marcy realizes that they are alone in the house, as all the other girls have gone out for fun activities with their families or boyfriends for the weekend. Taking advantage of the empty house, Melody proposes inviting guys over for a party. Marcy points out that they don't know any guys, but Melody recalls a nerdy guy named Kevin whom she once went on a date with. She suggests having Kevin bring two of his fraternity brothers so that Marcy and Mickey can be set up with them. Agreeing that a blind date is better than spending the Saturday night alone, Marcy and Mickey approve of the idea. Melody calls Kevin and reassures him that she likes him, which makes him ecstatic. While Marcy and Mickey listen, Melody invites Kevin to the party at their sorority house, instructing him to bring two of his friends along. She also shares some information about her friends with Kevin. Excited about the upcoming party, Melody informs her friends of the plan and delegates Mickey to take care of the food while she and Marcy prepare the place. At the fraternity house, Kevin shares the party invitation with his two roommates, Freddie and Dwayne. Their initial excitement dampens when they learn who they will be matched with. Dwayne mocks Mickey's appearance and Marcy's glasses, but Kevin encourages them to make the best of the opportunity. Freddie decides to go along with Marcy, but Dwayne, not wanting to deal with Mickey, gets into a scuffle with him. Kevin joins in when Dwayne insults Melody. Just as tensions rise, senior frat members Phil, JJ, and Bud enter the scene, interrupting the altercation. The two groups engage in a heated exchange of insults, with Phil threatening Kevin and his friends with disciplinary actions from the fraternity's rulebook. Kevin tries to clarify the situation by mentioning their invitation to the Triad Pi sorority house, which surprises Phil. Phil then uses another rule to ground Kevin and his friends, even threatening them with expulsion. Kevin and Freddie worry about losing their housing privileges as fraternity members, but Dwayne has a change of heart about hooking up with the girls he insulted. Kevin comes up with a sneaky plan to find a way out, but Phil informs them that he and the other senior members will be guarding the door. Later that night, Melody and the girls express disappointment at the guys being late. They begin to accept their fate as unpopular girls when they receive a telegram claiming that the guys won't be able to make it. However, it turns out to be a prank as Kevin and his friends show up at the door, having sneaked out of their room. The guys are introduced to the girls, and awkward greetings are exchanged. Marcy breaks the tension by inviting them to eat, and they engage in various activities together. Melody and Kevin's attempts at singing and playing the piano are less than impressive. Marcy shows her family photo album to a sleepy Dwayne, and Mickey and Freddie have a chat over snacks. The group decides to play Twister, and much excitement ensues despite Mickey's clumsiness. At the fraternity house, Phil and the others discover that Kevin and his friends have sneaked out. They decide to visit the Triad Pi sorority house first before doling out punishment. At the party, Marcy proposes doing a séance using the crystal ball from the flea market, but Mickey is hesitant about the idea. Freddie comforts her, and Marcy explains to the guys the concept of a séance and its purpose. Dwayne grumbles about the activities he finds annoying or dull, but Kevin encourages him to go along with the séance. Marcy places the crystal ball on the table, admitting that her knowledge of seances comes from a book called The Complete Witch. They all gather in a circle and Marcy begins the seance, reciting an incantation similar to the one Omar used. As thunder rumbles outside, Marcy instructs them to hold hands, emphasizing the importance of not breaking the circle. She explains that they can send a spirit guide to search for a soul in the afterlife, and Freddie suggests trying to contact his late stepfather. Marcy recites another summoning incantation, and the crystal ball starts to glow green, revealing Omar's face inside the sphere. Omar warns them about meddling with the spirit world and cautions that the girls are at the most risk. He says there is a protective secret that only the girls can learn, but they must touch the crystal ball to do so. Kevin is concerned that breaking the circle could be dangerous, but Omar insists and manages to persuade the girls to place their hands on the orb. Suddenly, yellow streams of energy flow from the ball into the girls, causing a blinding light to engulf the house. After the light subsides, the guys are astonished to see that the girls have transformed into barely dressed, seductive women with a completely different demeanor. The newly transformed girls invite the guys sensually to the kitchen for a bite to eat. Outside, Phil and his friends arrive and peek through the kitchen window, utterly shocked by the astonishing sight they witness. Phil decides to find a way to introduce themselves to the transformed, sensuous girls. In the kitchen, the girls invite Kevin and the others to take a bubble bath with them, but Kevin declines, suggesting they wait while the girls tidy up. Phil and the others eagerly rush off to enjoy the bubble bath with the girls. Kevin notices the drastic change in the girls' personalities and suspects that something may have possessed them during the seance. He suggests they stay and monitor the situation while keeping an eye on the girls. The guys take turns secretly ogling the girls through the bathroom door's keyhole, but Kevin reminds them to stay cautious of the girls' actions. Outside the bathroom window, Phil and his friends scheme to get Kevin and the others out of the house so they can have the girls for themselves. In the living room, Kevin calms down Dwayne, who is struggling to control his impulses. Meanwhile, Mickey leads Freddie to a room. In the yard, Marcy plays hide and seek with Dwayne to keep her distance and avoid temptation. While she covers her eyes, Phil and the others abduct Dwayne and hide him in a shed. They then go back to the house to capture the other two guys. In the jungle-themed room, Mickey tries to seduce Freddie, but he resists her charms and attempts to escape. JJ gets dragged into Mickey's room, and she suddenly reveals her evil side by biting him in a sensitive area. In the living room, Melody performs a punk rock number that captivates Kevin. Phil abducts Kevin and takes his place on the couch. Melody flirts with Bud, and they start making out. Kevin, Dwayne, and Freddie are left tied up in the shed, and they warn Phil that the girls are possessed by evil spirits. However, Phil dismisses their warnings and makes fun of them. Meanwhile, Melody's affectionate gestures towards Bud take a sinister turn as she reveals sharp teeth and bites him. Despite Kevin's warnings, Phil ignores them and leaves the guys tied up in the shed. In the living room, Melody cleans up Bud's ashes while Marcy expresses frustration about her missed opportunity. Phil enters the house, and the girls shower him with affectionate kisses, leading him to Marcy's room. And his screams of pain echo through the corridor. Kevin and his friends manage to escape from the shed and follow the sounds of Phil being whipped. They peek through the bedroom door's keyhole and witness Phil tied up while the girls torment him. The girls lull Phil into a false sense of security before eventually devouring him, prompting Kevin and the others to run away in fear. In the living room, Kevin, Freddie, and Dwayne discuss how to free the girls from possession. They find an available exorcist named Lanchester Perrin in the Yellow Pages, and he agrees to meet them at the sorority house's garage. They meet with Perrin, and he asks for details about the possessed girls. The guys explain that it all began with a seance, which heightened the girls' carnal desires. When Kevin mentions how Phil and the others disintegrated after being bitten, Perrin identifies it as the work of a specific type of demon that feeds on mortal men. The exorcist reveals that the demon can possess multiple bodies to satisfy its hunger. Perrin explains that he must first exorcise the demon from the girls' bodies and then confront it in its true form to destroy it. The exorcist requests herbs and restraints to perform the exorcism. Freddie and Kevin go to gather the necessary items, while Dwayne reluctantly agrees to be the decoy. Dwayne returns to the house and lures the three possessed girls to the front door, where the others trap them in a rope net. In the living room, the girls are bound together inside a makeshift hexagram. Dwayne is amazed at the exorcist's resistance to the girls' seductive words, and Perrin explains that it's a matter of experience. He starts the exorcism with formal words, which the girls mock, but later resorts to insults to force the evil spirit to leave their bodies. However, the demon's departure is short-lived, as it laughs menacingly, and Perrin warns them that they must destroy it before it claims their souls. The demon appears in a hideous skeletal form and sets fire to Perrin's crucifix. The guys try to escape, but the door is locked. The exorcist throws a bag of herbs at the demon, but it only results in a sneeze. Melody suggests destroying the crystal ball, the spirit's power source, to trap it in limbo forever. The guys distract the demon with insults, and Kevin uses a football play to snatch the crystal ball and throw it across the yard. The ball shatters, and the demon disintegrates into a crackling light. The young men free the girls from their restraints, and Perrin departs for his next assignment. Melody suggests playing another round of Twister, and they enjoy the game in the yard while a green light hovers behind them, symbolizing the peaceful resolution of the supernatural encounter. So, what do you think of this movie? Write your thoughts in the comments under the video, and also do not forget to put a like and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye.